It is not stress that kills us, it is our reaction to it. This is a quotation by Hans Selye, a Canadian scientist most famous for his research on how stress affects the body. I know you guys deal with a lot of stress every day, being wives and mothers and military members. And some of you even have the added stress of being instructors in the military. I feel like I'm qualified to talk to you guys about this topic because not only do I deal with a great amount of stress on a daily basis, trying to juggle being a wife, a mother, and a student, but I've thoroughly researched this subject and I feel confident in my findings. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about how stress can be dangerous to your health. I'm going to go into depth about what stress is, how it can be dangerous to your health, and ways to reduce your levels of stress. So, what is stress? According to helpguide.org, in an article titled Stress Signs, Symptoms, and Causes, stress is your body's way of dealing with any kind of demand or threat. When you're under any amount of stress, your body releases chemicals such as adrenaline and cortisol that give you an extra boost of strength or energy to get you through various situations. When you're under a normal amount of stress, you'll find that you're more focused, energetic, and alert, which can be extremely helpful if you find yourself in a dangerous situation. For example, have you ever been driving and someone suddenly swerves into your lane, cutting you off? Believe it or not, stress is what gives you the focus to be able to hit the brakes to avoid an accident. Stress is also what keeps you focused when you have to give a presentation at school or work, or to study for a test or write lesson plans when you'd rather be watching TV or surfing the internet. However, in extreme circumstances, stress can shut down your body's ability to think and focus clearly, and it can hinder your body's ability to repair itself. Which brings us to our next point. How can stress be dangerous to your health? Well, like I mentioned before, any kind of stress has an effect on your mind and body. During minor episodes, such as when you have to speak in public or teach, your heart rate and blood pressure are elevated, your sweat glands are working overtime, your digestive system is shutting down, which means you can be more nauseous or vomit or have diarrhea, and your muscles start to contract and tense up. According to APA.org, in an article titled How Stress Affects Your Health, some emotional stresses such as anger can cause heart attack, arrhythmia, or even sudden death. Chronic stress, or stress endured over long periods of time, can pose its own set of risks to your body because it can make existing problems even worse. It can make you feel perpetually fatigued, unable to focus or concentrate. It can make you seem irritable or angry for no reason at all, and it can even cause disease. Chronic stress can cause diminished immune system function, which can lead to more sicknesses and infections. It can also lead to weight gain because overeating is one way that some people deal with chronic stress. So if you feel like you're suffering from stress in your everyday life, pay special attention now, because now I'm going to talk to you guys about different ways to reduce your levels of stress. The first is to identify your stressors. It's important to monitor yourself throughout the day and pay special attention when you're feeling stressed out, and write down the cause. That way, once you've identified the source, you can make a plan to combat it, whether that means setting more realistic goals for yourself or asking for help where you need it. Second, rest your mind and body. Studies have shown that those who get the recommended 8 hours of sleep per night feel significantly less stressed out than those who don't. According to YogaAlliance.org, in an article titled Benefits of Yoga, relaxation techniques such as yoga and meditation greatly reduce your levels of stress and even boost the functioning of your immune system. And last, get help. If you've tried the previous techniques and you're still feeling overwhelmed, consult a mental health professional. They can help you understand and manage your stress more effectively and make a plan to combat it. In closing, I'd like to remind you all that the purpose of my speech today was to talk to you about the dangers of stress to your health. I went over what stress is, how it can be dangerous to your health, and ways to reduce your levels of stress. Like I mentioned before, I find myself dealing with a lot of stress every day, being a wife, mother, student, housekeeper, chef, chauffeur, and sometimes a nurse. I put a lot of effort into my research, and I feel confident that my findings will help not only myself, but others like me. If you're dealing with stress, I challenge you to try some of these techniques and see if they'll help you as much as I believe they will. Hans Selye also said, adapting the right attitude can convert a negative stress into a positive one. So if you're feeling stressed out or overwhelmed, try to take a step back and realize that this too shall pass. Thank you all so much for listening.